Welcome to this explainer. Today we're peeking behind the curtain of something millions of us experience all the time, but probably rarely think about. Picture the absolute euphoric highs of the recent sporting calendar. Think about that crazy energy, the roar of the crowd, those unforgettable moments. From the Rugby League World Cup to the phenomenal victory of the Lionesses at the UEA Women's Euros. It's pure magic, right? But before we get completely lost in those celebrations, we really need to zoom out for a second. We're going to uncover the massive, hidden infrastructure that makes these giant gatherings possible in the first place. So this begs a pretty fascinating question. When you have 80,000 fans passionately cheering side by side in a stadium, who exactly is the invisible shield protecting those crowds? It's an absolutely monumental challenge. You've got tens of thousands of people arriving, moving, celebrating, and departing, all at the exact same time. The stakes literally couldn't be higher, yet as fans, we're mostly oblivious to the intricate machinery operating right under our noses. When we look at a packed house like this, we're really just seeing the visible tip of the iceberg. It represents the absolute pinnacle of the fan experience. But beneath the surface of this vibrant scene lies a highly tuned, meticulous system of crowd control and safety engineering. It's a completely controlled environment where every single movement, every walkway, and every possible contingency has already been planned for. Section 1. The Invisible Safety Shield. Understanding the ultimate stakes of crowd management. We really have to anchor our understanding in this sobering excerpt from the Hillsborough Stadium Disaster Report. It clearly lays out that the fundamental duty of safety falls squarely on the management staging the event. That tragedy permanently altered how we view crowd management. It highlighted the absolute, uncompromising necessity of safe dispersal, specialized stewarding, and expert planning to prevent disasters from ever happening again. It's the cornerstone principle. If you invite the public in, it is completely on you to keep them safe, whether it's a normal Tuesday night match or a full-blown emergency. Enter the SGSA, the Sports Grounds Safety Authority. To enforce these vital responsibilities, the UK relies heavily on them. They are the UK government's independent advisor on sports ground safety and the designated safety regulator for football grounds in England and Wales. They are a small but incredibly mighty organization, and their core purpose is simple but profound: to ensure sports grounds are safe for everyone. They bring literal decades of experience in engineering, policing, and emergency planning right to the table. Section 2. The numbers behind the safety. The massive machinery of the SGSA. Just to put their work into perspective, during the 2022 to 2023 season alone, their inspectors knocked out an unbelievable 236 matchday inspections. That is basically doing a massive logistical audit every single working day across the Premier League, the EFL, the National League, and even Wembley Stadium. And these aren't just casual walk and talks. We're talking about rigorous, deep dive evaluations of safety management, local authority oversight, and the physical infrastructure itself. And their regulatory footprint, it is massive. They aren't just rubber stamping 93 licenses for eligible grounds, they're actively embedded at the local level. They attended nearly 200 safety advisory group meetings just to ensure local authorities are successfully fulfilling their statutory duties. On top of that, a whopping 90% of stakeholders agree they're a highly effective regulator. Their influence even stretches globally. They set international benchmarks, having sold 623 best practice guidance documents all over the world, including their famous Green Guide. Now here's the real kicker. Despite all this massive oversight, the SGSA operates on a highly prudent budget of roughly £1.67 million. I mean, think about that. That's less than the salary of a lot of single Premier League players. They are delivering an outsized impact for millions of fans on incredibly tight margins, staying well below the limit set for them by the government. Section 3. Regulating the Modern Era. Balancing tradition, fan experience, and rigorous safety. Okay, so here's a great example of how they adapt to the modern era. For years, following historic tragedies, the strict all-seater policy was the absolute gold standard. But the SGSA realized that fan behaviors were changing, and unauthorized standing in seated areas was actually creating new, really complex safety risks. So what did they do? They pioneered a shift toward a modern paradigm: licensed standing. But this is grounded entirely in robust safety criteria, strong club engagement, and really rigorous post-implementation evaluation. By carefully rolling out licensed standing on behalf of the government, the SGSA basically proved that giving fans more choices doesn't mean you have to sacrifice safety. They can absolutely coexist. The research showed that fans are actually safer and have a far better experience when they have the choice to sit or stand in areas specifically designed for it. It's a huge win for modernizing the game without compromising a single inch on security. Section 4. Beyond the football pitch. the SGSA's role in major international events. Now, let's pivot to their massive role in major international events. Imagine the absolute logistical nightmare of securing the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. You've got 27 different sports, spanning 10 distinct local authorities, and utilizing this crazy mix of new, existing, and completely temporary venues. A multi-sport event of that scale poses incredibly unique safety challenges, so the SGSA essentially acted as a public good. They parachuted their world-class strategic experts right into this complex environment, completely pro bono, just to ensure flawless execution for the host city. And what's really cool is this isn't just an English operation. They actively export this safety framework across all 4 UK nations. They tailor their whole approach, everything from doing capacity calculations for rugby with the FA Wales to assessing grounds for Gaelic football with Sport Northern Ireland. This incredible, wide-reaching flexibility is exactly what makes them the go-to trusted safety partner for any major international event held anywhere in the UK. So it probably doesn't come as a surprise that a recent independent review confirmed exactly what the data shows, flat out labeling the SGSA a great asset for the UK. And honestly, it's easy to see why. The UK has a stellar global reputation for hosting major sporting events safely, and a huge chunk of that credit belongs directly to the unseen, tireless work of this highly specialized authority. So as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a quick thought to ponder. The next time you're swept up in the magic of a roaring 80,000-seat stadium, feeling the unbelievable energy of a major event, just take a brief second to look around. Will you spot that incredibly intricate expert machinery working tirelessly in the background to make sure you get home safely? It might be an invisible shield, but as we've seen today, it's absolutely one of the most critical elements of modern sports. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and definitely keep your eyes open the next time you head to the grounds.